Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coprolites podcast, where we take shit seriously. Tonight, before I jump into things, I'm just going to announce that we have a couple videos that will be uploaded within a week. I know we haven't been very active in a few months. It's just, again, very hard to get everybody in at the same time to discuss a topic. But I think these two episodes will make up for everything. So yeah, you have those to look forward to, and more details will arrive when we upload them. So without further ado, I want to introduce a very special guest tonight. A lot of you may know him as R.J. Palmer, but I feel like most people know him as Arvelous on DeviantArt, the creator of the realistic Pokemon series, in which he's best known for, at least on the internet, of course. And I'm going to hand it over to R.J.
I draw dinosaurs and dragons and shit.
Yay!
I do it professionally. That's cool.
Yeah.
Indeed,
I like
is.
spiky things and I like to draw them.
Excellent.
We also like spiky things and to draw them. No, but what do you do exactly?
I'm a freelance illustrator and concept artist. I like draw things for people who want them done.
I know a lot of people know you from the realistic Pokemon series, and so I gotta ask, man, since your love of Pokemon is so strong, how were you exposed to Pokemon exactly? Like, was it a major influence in your development as an artist growing up, or how exactly?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I was like 9 when I first got my Pokemon. I got, Pokemon Yellow. Had the little special edition Pikachu Game Boy with like Pikachu, Clefairy, or not Clefairy, Jigglypuff and Togepi on it. And I don't know, played like a crap ton of Pokemon when I was a kid, and I've played the first game of every new generation to come out since. And when I was a kid, I drew them a lot. I made it like a personal project to draw like all 150 on one big sheet of paper, and I would like stay up late every night drawing like a few more. I never finished it, but I think I got up to like 70 or something.
Okay.
Ooh.
And was this love for Pokemon like what got you into creature design then, or?
I mean, I was always interested in creatures because
Always in there.
I grew up in the early 90s when like dinosaurs were like really popular. The first movie I can remember seeing was Jurassic Park, and I was 3.
Yeah.
And so like I was always super interested in creatures and monsters, and Pokemon just like opened up a lot of like new ideas.
Okay. So then, when did you start this realistic Pokemon series? What sparked your interest in like redesigning these creatures?
I always just like to draw things more realistic, or as realistic as I can, and I was avoiding my other responsibilities and was drawing a shark dinosaur, which turned into Garchomp, and sort of just posted that up online, and people liked it, so I did more.
So you were in the DeviantArt scene pretty early on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been in there for like 10 and a half years. I hopped on in the summer of 2005.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really different place nowadays.
Yeah.
How-
Yeah, it's less people around.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, what were some projects you worked on as a freelance illustrator in the past that didn't?
I mean, I've done a bunch of stuff for Fantasy Flight games, so like through them I got to work on Star Wars stuff and Warhammer.
How was
I've done work for, what's it called, War Machine. It's like another tabletop thing.
it? Okay.
Some Japanese card game. I don't even really know what it's called. It's like, but it's made by this company, like To the World Incorporated. I've done stuff for Sideshow Collectibles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's cool. They're great. I like working for them and doing stuff every now and then.
So then, do they just contact you, or do you actively go out and?
No, they contacted me. I remember they first got a hold of me when I put up the realistic Blastoise like 3 years ago, and the art director's like, dude, this shit's crazy cool. You want to do some shit for us? And that's like pretty much a direct quote. The guy's like very vulgar, and it's hilarious.
That's my man.
And he fucking like He ends his emails with XOXO. It's great.
Oh, Jesus. Were there any projects you were involved in that didn't involve creature design, or they needed some like environmental work, or?
I mean, I did a book last year for Scholastic. I did the 15 character illustrations for it. It's like soldiers through history.
Okay.
And so, I've got like the Roman legionary and like knights up to like, World War II guys and
Yeah, I've
Navy
seen
SEALs
those
and
on
stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, because I've seen your posts on Instagram, and I was wondering where that
Yeah,
came
I've just
from.
been sort of like drip feeding them out there. I posted them all on Tumblr like a couple months back, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So how often, like, are you on board a project? Like, are you on multiple projects at once, or
always, yeah.
always? Okay.
Yeah, they're like almost always I've got at least a couple of things going on.
And then they just contact you, or directly?
Yeah,
or?
pretty generally. In the last few years, like the only project I've actually sought out to work on in like 3 years is Saurian.
Okay.
Everything else has just been people coming to me.
Well, one of my big questions I wanted to ask you was if you had any plans to revisit your Pokemon Monster Hunter series. I was really getting a good kick out of that.
Yeah, I've got like a work in progress for a Pokemon Monster Hunter Tyrantrum that I've just never finished. It's like 2 years old. It's got like a sketch and some flats on it. I just never got around to getting it done. I also did some sketches for the Charizard armor. Like, if you kill Charizard, the armor you can make from it.
Yeah. Because I'm a pretty big fan of Monster Hunter. Which actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if you're going to end up doing anything that's just literally just Monster Hunter on its own.
Yeah, I've got like a work in progress for a Rathalos illustration from like 2 years ago that I really want to finish still. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things like, you never have the time.
Yeah, because I've seen some Illustrator on DeviantArt. I don't know the name, but they draw monsters from Monster Hunter, is particularly the Brute Wyverns, and they like twist some of their anatomical features to make them look more like theropod dinosaurs, which is like, I don't know, I don't really like it.
You talking about the what's his face, the Macronian?
I think it's him.
Yeah, dude, that guy is awesome. His stuff's really good.
His stuff's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
like,
some of
it
his
is
stuff.
good, but it's like the reason I don't like it is just an aesthetic thing. Like the small minor tweaks that it makes, it's just like it takes away some of the quirkiness that the monsters had. Like
yeah, I mean he did make the Rathalos' face too long.
Yeah, just little nitpicky things, I guess. Let's see. The other question that I had was, I know a lot of the work that you've done, at least thus far in posted, you design creatures with a sort of template in mind. Like, for example, either you're drawing a dinosaur, it's like that's something you could look at. You've been like redesigning Pokemon. How comfortable are you with like creating a new animal completely out of scratch? Because we all know you have like the skills to do it and like the information available to create animals from scratch. Have you ever dabbled around in some of that?
Yeah, of course, man. Like plenty of times. It's just fucking, creature design.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I just, yeah. And just recently I did the Spydrilisk dragon critter thing.
Yeah, as I'm asking the question, I remembered that one, but I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
It's just, most of the stuff I'm working on right now is really prehistoric based, and I gotta like stick to those sort of guidelines. I'd like to do more shit, just make up shit for myself. But again, time versus money and all that.
Yeah.
I do have a big project coming up that's going to be like, sort of like a chance to do sort of dragon-y stuff, and so that'll give me a lot of creative free reign.
Now, if I remember I'm sorry, how do you spell the Spydrilisk or
Spydrilisk?
Spydrilisk. That was a remake of one of your older drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When did you make that?
The first one?
The first
when I was
one.
17.
Okay. So
Back in 2007.
Are you planning on going back and redesigning any of the old designs you may have? when you were that age and just
Yeah.
updating them?
Yeah, I mean, I do that every once in a while. I like to upgrade
Okay.
old sketch designs. In fact, like just tonight, I was thinking about after I get the stuff I'm supposed to get done first, I wanted to revisit this old concept I did that was like a cross, like a mashup of a hippo and a T-Rex. And I kind of want to like play around with that concept some more because that's like really neat.
Oh, I remember that one. I like that.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. What was your first project, and did it ever like push you out of your comfort zone, or was there any project that you worked on?
Yes, for every project.
Of course.
I don't know. I mean, like, what do you mean my first project? Like the first
thing
I tried to draw?
No,
First
like
gig, I
your
guess?
first professional, like.
Yeah, the first professional gig I had was it was for Fantasy Flight Games back in like 2010, before I was like really prepared to do jack shit. And a buddy of mine, somebody I know, the Beast of Oblivion, Alice and Theus, they do a bunch of creature art. They're really good. They sort of hooked me up with a gig at Fantasy Flight, and it was to do Game of Thrones stuff. You know, this was before Game of Thrones was like a TV series. And it was to do like concept art for miniatures, and they looked real shitty, and they did not want them, and they did not pay for them because there was no kill fee. So I botched my first job.
Oh,
but
geez.
I haven't had that problem since. So
So you just said that you haven't had that problem since. What was the sort of correction that you made to sort of avoid that? Like, how
just
did
get
you
better at
around
drawing.
You gotta get
like
good.
Yeah, you just get good. Well, that's basically all there is to it. Like the reason I haven't had really that sort of problem since is like I just I do good shit and I try to do what they want. And if what I'm doing is not what they want, I try to talk them into telling them that this is better than what they want, because that's what you have to do. Because sometimes
That's
people
true.
are like, they just don't know.
That's true.
They're not artists. They don't know how to
They
visualize.
don't know the
stuff.
limits and how, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
I know. I had to do that in one of my commissions. I just had to convince them.
Fucking never take commissions from furries. Those people are the worst because they're like, no, I need it like done this way. Like they always have the worst looking characters, and they're like, no, it needs to look exactly like this. It has to have these proportions. And I'm like, no, man,
It has to have the hair in front of the eye.
Yeah.
For that reason, I explicitly say I do not do furry commissions.
Yeah.
I
But
can't stand it.
upside they usually pay pretty well.
So there's a balance.
Are there any dream projects you'd like to work on, like professionally, like anything in like movie related or?
I mean, the dream projects obviously would be like designing a new monster for Monster Hunter. Like that would be the dream.
Oh yeah.
Like honestly, like the dream project is if like Capcom wanted like a Western studio to take a crack at Monster Hunter and just doing that. That'd be the sweet gig.
That really would.
Nothing Pokemon related.
I mean, if like Nintendo's ever like, we like your realistic Pokemon stuff, we're gonna do some realistic Pokemon. Want to help?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that'd be amazing. But like, we'll see.
Concept artist for the new Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go too.
Speaking of Pokemon, there's 2 new games coming out.
Yeah, Sun and Moon, buddy.
How hyped are you for that?
I'm pretty pumped, although like, we know like nothing about it.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
People have been trying. I saw this one video on YouTube that was allegedly had like someone leaked out like the full list. There was like no pictures. It was just like names and types and stuff. And I'm just like, how legitimate is that though?
Yeah, there's always shit like that. There's always people trying to fun ya and goof on ya, being like, no, I know what my uncle works at Nintendo. He told me. Like, no, come on, man.
Yeah. It's like, why would he tell you?
Yeah. Everybody always knows someone that has an uncle at Nintendo, right? It's like the proverbial playground myth.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's always on 4chan.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping at this next generation we get like a powerful poison Pokemon.
Yeah, Poison Legendary would be cool.
It's fucking overdue. I'm like upset that like with the whole advent of fairy types in X and Y, that Zygarde didn't end up being like part poison, and even then it's like ground dragon. Why didn't they give it a typing that allowed it to simultaneously shut down the other two legendaries. Like he's like completely neutral to them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was silly.
Alright, I got a question on Saurian. When you started working on Saurian, how did that improve your art in any way, like influence the way you draw dinosaurs, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, like before I did Saurian stuff, I did not know a lot about dinosaurs. And you think you do, and I did not. So no, like doing Saurian has been like super beneficial, if only because like of how much stuff I learned from it.
Definitely. How many,
Has the information influenced your art in general?
Yeah, for sure. I sure don't draw the stupid mouths that go all the way back to the jaw anymore, like to the joint.
Oh jeez, yeah.
that's a trope.
Yeah, and I know like a ton more about like how wings work and stuff like that.
Since you've seen your stuff in a 3D image, does that help shape like the way you draw things now? Since you can see your creation in 3D.
I mean, there's been instances where it's like good for reference.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably what he meant by that. Cause like I know a lot of artists who will draw something, then make a sculpture of it, and then draw the sculpture, and then they just have this trifecta of understanding of the form of whatever it is they're investigating.
Kind of like what James Gurney does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done stuff like that too.
Use like pipe cleaners or.
Yeah, but I've also done like out of clay.
The clay's always a bitch to handle because it's hard to get it right. I know I tried doing it for the first time about a week ago. It came out really
It's not
bad.
that bad. Like to make a model for just like a drawing, because like you don't really need all the details in there. You just need like the basic forms. It's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know you're primarily use Photoshop, correct? That's like
Yeah.
the only good program. What would you say is the most important thing to learn in Photoshop? I guess
Shortcuts.
like shortcuts as an artist.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, shortcuts. I don't know. Clipping masks. Those are pretty important.
I still actually don't even know much about clipping masks.
Oh man, those things are like life changing.
I bet. I've got
Yeah, I don't just shortcuts and clipping masks. Those and adjustment layers and like layer masks. All of those like I use all the time.
Blending mode.
Blending modes they're important, but they're not as important as like those other ones.
if someone's trying to get into the job market as like an Illustrator concept artist, what's one word of advice you would give them?
Get good.
Get good.
I don't know, like
You've heard it
yeah,
here,
just
folks.
fucking yep. Like you gotta really like it. You gotta really want to be, in this profession. You have to be good. You have to like sort of, be thinking about it all the time. It's not just a job. It's just like who you are, and you just happen to get like money for it.
Mm-hmm.
You say it's pretty competitive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta get good.
Yeah, 'cause I know us three have similar goals in life, so...
Yeah, Fred.
What?
Fredward. Fred's
He's
already...
calling me out.
Fred's got his snazzy business cards.
Oh, dude, I just got my fancy new business cards.
Oh, man. You gotta send me a picture of that. Or better
It's,
yet, just send me one.
Do you know what spot UV is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so everybody else who doesn't, it's like you can designate just part of the card to be glossy. And so you just basically like create a mask for what's going to be glossy. And so what I did is I've got like the Tyrantrum I drew on the front of the business card, and in the spot UV, the glossy part is the skeleton. So if you like shine the card into the light, you can see the skeleton.
Nice. Alright, I think that wraps it all up, unless you guys had any more questions to ask.
What do you guys do? Like, what do you want to do?
Don't all jump up at once.
Fred? David?
I guess I'll start. I don't necessarily want to be a concept artist per se. I want to be a graphic novelist, like a cartoon. Not really a cartoonist. I wouldn't mind doing cartoony stuff on the side. That's what I'm pretty good at now. But
Mhm.
I want to have just comic books and just like series of stories that are illustrated. That's my main goal in life.
You know what? I'm honestly just trying to decide where I want to go in life at this current time. I'm currently just pursuing illustration as a whole, considering I don't know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'd say I'm pretty good with illustration, so that's what I'm going for right now. Ultimately, I hope to be a writer and director, but that's going to be extremely hard to get into, so I'm not going to focus on that right now. Just focusing on graphic novels, illustrating, things like that.
Cool. I don't know specifically what I want. I just like I'm doing the illustration thing. That I want to keep doing. I want to keep using my YouTube channel to do animations and short videos and stuff. But eventually, just get into the film industry. I guess. I think I just want to revive the poor quality of damn. Want to get rid of the poor quality of dinosaurs and media.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I know.
Me and Fred are pretty much in the same boat when it comes to that.
That's
Yeah.
basically all three of ours. Just like sort of like just one of our just goals is just to push out things that have dinosaurs in it that are actually like
Good.
substantial. It's like at least like yes, from the standpoint of like are these like dinosaurs that you could actually call accurate or close accurate, but just actual good entertainment. Because like I swear a lot of the things that involve dinosaurs they just flake out and skimp out on like
Jurassic
the
World.
actual like meat and substance of what it is you're watching or playing or doing. Like it's just like look dinosaurs, and that just is the appeal. They don't have to have any kind of like value to them. They just be dinosaurs.
So Jurassic World.
Yeah, yeah.
Good dinosaur too.
Oh my god. Not speak
Dinosaur
of that.
Island.
No, not Dinosaur Island. Don't talk about that.
RJ should work on movies.
Yeah,
Dinosaur
someday.
movies. Someday.
Dude, like,
You'll get there.
working on movies, like, I know somebody who's, like, worked on movies, and he was telling me about stories when they were working on, what was it, 302 or Amazing Spider-Man, one of those two, I forget which one he was talking about, but, like, they were just, like, doing the scene for, like 2 months. Like, he was working on the effects, he was, like, an animator, and they were, like, working on this scene for, like, 2 months, and, like, at the very last minute, the director's just like, no, I don't like this, and they just fucking, no more, it's just gone now.
Damn.
It's that bad,
just-
huh?
Yeah, and like the directors are always like, so I met somebody who he modeled the Triceratops for Jurassic World,
Yeah.
and I asked him, I said like, so why'd you guys choose to do like really inaccurate dinosaurs? And he was like, I don't know, man. They just wanted us to do the Crash McCreary concept art.
Really?
Damn.
It was
Yep.
that straightforward with it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, at least they know.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Because I would say at least half of the paleo community is convinced they don't know the dinosaurs are inaccurate.
Oh no, they know that they're not accurate. They just like that's what the directors and higher ups are. You know, they just say like, you know, make it like this. Like it's always the people in charge who probably don't know, and those are the ones
Anything.
that like
Yeah.
are the problems. Because fucking Trevorrow is like, I don't know what dinosaurs are. I made a time travel rom com,
Yeah.
and
That wasn't
he's
even
just
that
like
good.
fucking. I mean, that movie's all right, but like Jurassic World, come on, man, you're out of your depths.
Yeah, he really is.
Now he's moving to Star Wars.
I would have liked to see a Gareth Edwards rendition of
Dude, Gareth Edwards also did a shitty movie called Godzilla.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
That movie sucks.
No,
D.
it didn't.
Godzilla is great in that.
RJ.
Literally everything else aside from Bryan Cranston is terrible. And guess what? Bryan Cranston dies in like 5 minutes.
I will agree with you there.
That was
Just
a
in
bummer.
case anybody hasn't seen it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
no.
no.
I'm
It's
safe
been out
because
for-
you see the trailers and you're
I'm
like,
safe.
Bryan Cranston is in this. It might be good. No, it's not. It's terrible, and Bryan Cranston's barely in it. That movie is a very solid 5 out of 10.
Damn.
And the 5 only comes from the 5 time you see Godzilla on screen.
Okay, yeah, so RJ, the thing that got me so annoyed with the general reception of that film is so many people are just like, oh, you barely ever see Godzilla. They're whining. I'm like, have you ever seen a Godzilla movie?
No, like it's fine. Like I agree that you should not show Godzilla that much, but like at the same time, also have a good like human story. So like it frames the Godzilla like it's a very nice framing device, and it's fucking just terrible. Aaron Taylor Johnson can do one movie, and that movie is called Kick-Ass, and I wish he would just go away.
I agree. They could have hired someone that had more charisma.
Or like any personality, or just the story. Like it should have been the fucking kid who dies, and Bryan Cranston is just like going on.
No,
his
I
crusade to
agree.
fight Godzilla.
I agree.
Would have
been a lot more powerful.
Also, the fucking Motus, Matabos, those guys are stupid.
The Mutos?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty dumb.
Those guys, they look like a toy that you'd find at a garage sale in like 1995. It's like Power Rangers nonsense. You see the beaks? Come on, man.
I saw people making like Rodan Mutos and shit, and it just looked terrible.
Yeah, like, I mean, I hope the next one's good, because they're gonna have like some real Toho monsters, and maybe it'll just be like a monster battle movie, because that'd be way better than what they gave us, which was like a shitty knockoff of Cloverfield.
Oh,
and Cloverfield is amazing.
Thank you. Finally, someone likes Cloverfield.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Dude, Cloverfield's so good. Did you see? I know 10 Cloverfield Lane
it
isn't a sequel, but
it's all right. It's got a really bad ending.
I'm torn on the ending. I'm so torn on that ending.
How are you torn?
I could see why people don't like it.
How?
Because it's such a drastic shift.
That's like
true.
The whole movie is like this really tight thriller, and then at the very last minute, it's like, I'm a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta head out, y'all.
Oh no, this was fun.
Alright. Well, RJ, thank you for coming on our podcast. It was definitely a lot of fun. Learned a lot of new things.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope. I mean,
man, it's been nice to meet you.
Yeah, no problem, guys. So I guess I will see you later or whatever.
Yeah, I ended the recording. Alright, see you, dude.
Alright, take care, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a good night, man.
So everyone, that was RJ Palmer. Really stand-up guy, really good artist. We all admire him, so if you like, or if you want to know more about him, I've got links in the description that go to his DeviantArt page. Check it out. Got some really tight shit in there. And we'll see you next time. This has been the Coprolites podcast, where we take shit seriously.